like a corpse to so, Are we live? Yeah, I presume we are live. Let me just check if everything works. Is the audio on? It is, and it probably is not echoing. Let's just listen. Okay. Perfect. This setup needs to change, by the way. Well, hello everyone. Welcome back. I'm glad you made it to this point of my series of very long and boring live streams. I think I will just maybe I don't know, maybe I will do a very simple edit, put together a video. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not super good at content creation, uh, nor I wanna like create a lot of content, but I know how to edit videos uh, fairly well, and yeah, why not? I mean, these live streams are to me are very useful. To be honest, I always go back and rewatch um live streams I did just to like refresh my mind and last implementations and stuff. Like it's practically a fucking how do you say it? Um, it's a footprint, you know. Very useful actually because I'm documenting all the process of development of this specific prototype, which is nothing crazy, but you know, it's starting to get a little bit complicated. So, you know, I will need this sort of this dictionary of live streams to keep track of my progress. I will need that in the future, and I need it now. So, you know, whether someone is looking at this or not doesn't make any difference to me. Of course, apart from the fact that I'm glad if you like to watch this, honestly. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So today has been another pretty busy day, and I'm very tired. But it's just 6 p.m. Like I have to do something. Uh, you know, otherwise I will just brain rot all evening. That's not my plan. My plan for today is finally. Well, let me just turn the volume down a little bit because we just hit a red on OBS. Ah, okay. This is that was the maximum volume I will ever talk. Um, hmm. So today I've reworked the lab script from the last stream. I did a couple of interventions here and there, and overall I think the main function is working. I'm having a little bit of trouble with this section here, which well, I'm having a little bit of trouble with this section here, honestly. Um, and by a little bit of problem, I just mean that whenever, so just to refresh everyone, this function is just a simple function that takes float, checks whether it's higher or lower than 0, and it prints something if one or the other condition is met. In this case, it just prints the number. If we did a slower lap than the previous one, or than the best overall, we will get a red line in the console. And if we do something, a lap which is faster than the best one, we will have a green line being printed, and yeah, this is the number. So this just lap difference. So it's best lap uh, subtracted from the current lap. I'm not sure this is the right way to do it, because technically current lap is always the no best lap is always the shortest. So if we subtract, oh wait, I just got it. I think I got it. I think I got the reason why this doesn't work, because it's never lower than 0. It can't be lower than 0. In other words, it's never negative. So yeah, I think right now we can spend a little bit of time working on this function to make it work. Yeah, let's try to fix it. First of all, let's try to see what actually happens when I debug, so that I can show you the movement as well. This panel here is pretty useless. Give me a second. Hmm. Okay, you can see we just printed the dictionary that is supposed to hold every timing of each lap. Of course, the first one is 0, just to um, give the dictionary something, otherwise it crashes for some reason. I don't really know. So now we should hit the second lap, and I believe it will print nothing. Okay, no, it actually printed the timing itself in red, which is correct because, yeah, it's the first lap. Of course, it's additive. Um, that doesn't necessarily bother me too much. Let's maybe try to do a faster lap. I'm gonna lock in for a second. Look at this. Holy shit. Okay, this lap should be shorter. I hope, so that I can show you the bug. Okay, so uh, why did it print 0 though? Because that's 0 there. Uh, this this one here should be the best lap. So here it should have printed 45.10. Yeah. Well, maybe my my hypothesis is that this variable was calculated before the 0 was removed from the dictionary. So If the next lap prints actually the best lap here rather than zero, then it's probably that, and it's just a matter of code order, execution order. If it still prints zero, then it's probably that I didn't wire this variable properly. Fuck, I shouldn't have. Whatever. Also, the fact that the dictionary has to be has to have its zero in it, I don't really like it. It's more of a fix because I was getting an error for really the way I'm managing the logic for now is it requires a an empty initial value to be inserted into the dictionary. Now I know it's not necessary, but for the way the script is working right now, which isn't finished, of course. Uh, I mean, I'm good with it. It's gonna be an upgrade in the future. I will actually upgrade this script so that it actually works. But at the end of the day, it's not super fundamental. Um, well, nothing is fundamental in this project, but I just wanted to make a little uh, system that just collects your timings and compares them. Um, so that's it. Also, the reason why we are getting the full um, value rather than the difference between the best and the current is because the best is probably still zero. So we are actually subtracting zero to the current lap or the best lap, but probably the current lap. So it returns the full number, which is wrong. But I'm pretty happy because technically if I fixed that specific variable, which is best lap, technically everything should work. Okay, let's just say if like so this is current lap timing being printed here, even though it's lap difference, which tells me that again best laps remains zero for some fucking reason. Lap difference current lap minus best lap. If best lap or current lap is less best lap equals current lap. Oh, well. So now and zero are of course two different things, right? Because yeah, that might do it. Also. I didn't initialize the variable best lab, so maybe it was still null, but I don't really know, honestly. Let's just do two labs for be sure. What? Yeah, no, it doesn't work. Let's change this if to let's print lab difference equals. Okay, now it's completely verbose. Should be able to verify if my thesis was actually correct. So best lab remains zero always for some reason. It might be more intuitive than I expected, by the way. So you might have noticed that I use a pretty sort of experimental approach because I don't really, I'm not super confident with syntax. So instead of like writing stuff, by the way, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Um, let's just oh, let's just verify second time. So what I was saying is I'm printing a whole lot of stuff and I'm always checking, always testing because again, I'm more confident in testing rather than in the syntax and in my knowledge of this language. And via testing, I can actually see what's going on uh, because I still can't really intuitively get it. Even though I'm developing a little bit of intuition, Uh, yeah, testing is fundamental to me, honestly. I I print everything, really abuse print. Um, I don't know if it's like the usual way of doing things, what I can tell you is like I suggest you, I sort of advise you to test a lot. Yeah, so yeah, that's the problem. Best lap is never this condition here is never met. Let's try to invert maybe. Yeah, okay. Okay. I think I got it. Okay. So no, sorry. So rather than check if it's null, let's check if it's zero. If it's zero or current lap is lesser than best lap, we're gonna um, assign current lap to best lap. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this will work. By the way, I don't have to do all the track every time. I just realized I can just go back and forth, but whatever. That is weird, but okay. Oh well, right, because yeah, sure, that makes sense. So we probably need to write a couple of extra lines for the first lap so that this thing here doesn't happen. But yeah, I think it's working because here best lap was actually assigned. So now we should see, or maybe actually it doesn't work. Maybe it always assigns equal values, so it's always zero. No, actually, it does work. It does actually work. We are getting the difference. 21 equals 65 less minus 43, which is correct, I believe. Let's do a third. By the way, I could go back and forth colliding with the area rather than completing a lap, but I reckon it's better to actually test the way I uh, I'm thinking the player will play the game actually, rather than hack it in that way, so that we receive like useful outputs. Um, Especially right now because I'm trying to calculate based on real values, so using weird and unlikely values is not something I really like. So yeah, it apparently works. I would love to make a very fast lap so we can actually hit um, a quicker lap case, and we can see if it works. Because for now it is working, but we only got sort of negative outcomes, meaning that are we aren't actually beating the best timing, which is fine. But oh, okay, there we go. We have the same problem as before, which is equal assignment and auto deletion, which I don't really understand. Oh well, I think this is the problem. So let's work on these if conditions real quick. I hate this, so we are just gonna change it. So here I'm gonna always get an absolute value. No, no, bullshit. We need to know if it's negative, because if the best lap is higher than the current lap, excuse me. Yeah, I think I know. There is no case for uh, when the current lap is higher. So let's try to define that. If best lap, sorry, if current lap is higher than the best lap, and if dude, I wanna study these two elements here, continue and break, which are things that work within loops, right? So for loops and etc. And I've never actually used continue or break, and I would love to know how they work, but that's for another time. Actually, the fact is we don't really need this condition. Okay, okay, I got it. I got it. I got it. We have to take this block. We have to make a new function that returns a float. Um, Oh, Okay. Um, I'm gonna try this this function here first, which is best lap. So it takes the current lap, which is calculated here. So if this value here is greater or equals best lap, we're gonna return best lap, meaning that yeah, this doesn't make it and best lap prevails because uh, it's shorter. Then if best lap equals 0, so this is the first lap case covered, or current lap is less than best lap, then best lap becomes current lap, and we return this again. But so if this thing triggers, does this trigger? I don't know. Technically not, because it's a return, so it shuts the function. And if it doesn't, the thing goes through. This lap becomes the current lap, and uh, it returns this lap. Oh, let's just put it in there. We're gonna test this. This time we can actually go back and forth rather than doing the whole lap. This lap is 0, which is correct. This lap is 0, which is incorrect. Hmm. Oh wait. Oh, okay. I think I got it. Let's take out this condition because I believe it's not useful. Technically, this should be enough. All right, that was it. Yeah, the return always returned 0, which was something I didn't expected, honestly. Still have a problem here. This is the difference. Let's fix that now. Let's just verify if this works. So here the best lab was actually 6.0. Um, here it was 5.7. Just uh, here was again 5.7 because this was longer. Um, Here's 5.4, which is the new one. Okay, yeah, this works. What doesn't work is the difference. Uh, and it works, this is interesting, it works only when the value gives a, no, that's not the problem. The problem is that sometimes the two values are equal. So they subtract each other, that gives 0. But it only does that when actually when a new lap is faster. So in this case, best lap was 6.0 and it actually gave 0 as a return. In this case, lap was 5.7, so quicker than before, and it was again 0. Here, we did actually worse, and we kept the same best lap. It worked, and it actually gave the difference. Because this variable changed to this rather than to this. So what could that possibly mean? Oh, um, this one is superfluous, you don't need it. This is pretty useful. You can print the best lab here. So, well, okay, we're all set. We just need to fix this issue. I would remove this and take a similar approach to the best lab. So let's make a function that is dedicated and that returns a float. This function is called So the lap difference shouldn't even be a conditional one because we have the two values, we just have to subtract them in the right place. So honestly, I could just go diff here and do no, sorry, here we need the current lap again. Okay, so if the current lap is greater than the last one, which is probable, um, the result is negative, which isn't what we need. So I think I need to turn this around. Oh my god. Okay. So if the current lap is greater than the best lap, the result is positive. If the current lap is lesser than the best lap, the result is negative and it's good. Now let's just nest a print statement here. What? Okay. Oh, okay. The problem is, how do we calculate this difference before updating best lab? Well, okay, I got it. We can call. Yeah, okay. So I think if we call this here, should be okay, because in this, well, no, actually, no, fuck. This only covers half of the cases. Jesus. Okay, okay, I think I got this. I think we can do. Can sort of mix these two conditions, because if current lap is lower than best lap, and if diff is lower than zero, is basically the same condition. So at least for this part of the script, we can take this and put it here. Only the diff. Yeah, we have to move this here. Hmm. Let's try if it works. Let's try to do a short lap. Okay. Doesn't print. Let's try to do a very quick one. Okay. I believe it worked here. It worked. Let's try to maybe do it a little bit more willingly. So first one is 0. Let's wait. And then this, so it's 8. It's 13, doesn't count, so let's do a quicker one. Perfect. Yeah, it works. It works because here, well, first one, of course, it was the best one. Then we scored 13, which was shit. Why is it 0 though? This is weird. This, this doesn't really reflect anything, so I will just remove that line. Let's try here is 6.2, which is indeed 1.7 less than 8. Oh my god, here we scored 8 seconds with a precision. It is pretty crazy. I don't know what are the odds, but whatever. So yeah, it works. We just need to format the strings. Just need to write f. I don't really remember formatting. Shit. Something like this. f.3, right? Oops. Okay, I think I got it. This also works, right? Yeah, it does work. Yeah, so we can delete it actually. Um, yeah, we just need to format some. Okay, sorry, I thought we were not live anymore. The fuck happened? Jesus. Okay. I mean, this is not needed. I think the formatting is. I wrong. Yeah, it doesn't work. Just appends 0.0 at the end. So what? I mean, let's just check online for a second. Oh, before F. So it's like this. No, F it's at the end. Okay. Okay. And 3F, that was the thing. Okay. Yeah, I was a little confused. Also here we can't really do much for that. I mean, we could create a copy of this. So string labs or str labs, and we treat it exactly like the actual labs, but we instead of appending this, we're gonna go str percentage uh, 0.3f uptime. No, percentage uptime. Now this, okay, this appends a string, and then we can maybe like convert it back to a float, I guess, but I don't think that's needed. What we do need is to check if we need to like, yeah, of course we need to. Oh, I'm sorry again. I'm really sorry. Couldn't do much to avoid it. Okay. Yeah, current lab we don't really need to calculate it. We just need to store values in this dictionary. This is shared, so we don't need to implement anything else. Maybe we have to duplicate this. I will do it just for sake of it. And then we need to print str labs. Yeah. Okay, so it should be formatted, and it is a 0. So 0 is still present, but now it shouldn't present anymore. Of course it's not. Perfect. Also we changed the message there because we're not doing great. But that's about it. We've done it. Done great. Go faster. Also, here we need 2 spaces in both. And that was it, right? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, yeah. Okay, let's save. So we finished this script, I believe, for now. That was literally everything I wanted. Nothing more. And I think, Jesus, fuck happened? Okay, I think I want to do another thing. Ah, okay. So sensitive. Okay. Just test it one last time. And we're gonna move on to the next thing. Okay, perfect. Lovely. Jesus, I can't beat myself. But it works. Yay. Yay. So at this point, I should probably change the title of the streams to making a racing game. Also because I thought that maybe it would be fun to implement multiplayer so that I can invite maybe a friend of mine and like try to actually play the game and to beat each other. Um, I think that's a pretty nice idea. Still very early on because uh, I haven't talked too much about it, but the next block I want to work on is a sort of tile map generator that instances meshes so that instead of using this beautiful, by the way, this beautiful placeholder free asset, which is called the Tron Race Arena, and it's available on Turbo Squid, I believe. Uh, so instead of using this prefab, I can actually start generating maps that are, you know, made from scratch rather than taken from someone. Uh, I already have a pretty stupid uh, script for the map, which doesn't work really. Uh, it has a couple of like fundamental blocks, but overall, this is to like we need to rebuild this stuff from scratch, and I'm tempted to make a flowchart. Oh, sorry, to make a flowchart for this because it's pretty complicated logic. It's basically we have to make a bunch of functions that spawn the tiles in different rotations and positions, and they all have to match with each other, and they have to possibly not collide with one another. And keep in mind that the generation seed is randomic, so it's random. So yeah, it's going to be quite complicated. I've tried in the past to maybe uh, vibe code a prototype of a script like that, and it was very hard. I managed to make it work ultimately, but it had bugs still. You know, it wasn't good. So it's pretty interesting because if we manage to actually do it, that might mean that we are getting slowly ahead of AI. Not in the sense that I'm better than AI, but that my personal process of development starts to sort of compete with one of a generative AI. That's the sort of threshold that I want to reach, honestly. It's sort of a personal goal, and yeah, like it's the least, right? It's the least I can do. Of course, I will never compete materially with an AI just because I can't write 1,000 line documents in 10 minutes. Um, but maybe in 4 days, I might be able to do it in the future. So I think it's a good standard, to be honest. I don't think it's necessarily unfair. Um, I'm not saying I'm there already, but we are getting there, you know? We are actually getting there. Uh, I don't know if I really expressed what I was trying to do, but you know, I already said this. I come from vibe coding, so yeah, I have a pretty solid relationship with the usage of AI, and lately I've been convinced that I should probably stop or reduce it to the minimum possible, not just for ethical reasons, which are very valid, by the way, um, also because it really affects your learning process in a way that is very bad. And I experienced that on my skin, so I can really talk about it. Um, yeah, it just does the thing for you. You you put zero effort. You are actually encouraged to put zero effort because probably they just want you to uh, use as much tokens as possible, right? So I believe, and you can say that I'm wrong, but I believe that a lot of chatbots are sort of fine-tuned to not really deliver the the answer to your question instantly, especially when you are vague. Um, it's I think it's instrumental because, of course, if they have the and by they I mean AI companies, if they uh, can influence how many tokens you spend, they will always try to make you spend as much as possible so that your plan uh, appears obsolete to you because all of a sudden you don't have any tokens anymore. So I think there's a fair argument to say that AI might be a little bit stupider than what it actually is because of this. But again, it's speculation, nothing more than that. Uh, let's just say that it wouldn't really surprise me to understand that they are doing this. But even if they are not doing this, I still think that learning programming languages is super cool. It's much cooler than generating code. Even if you are doing like an actual project, uh, you know what you're doing. I think still in practice, at least, still funnier, still more engaging. It's more challenging to write code yourself. Probably you will feel miserable, but who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares? You have the gift of being able to use programming language because it's sort of a privilege, really. Um, Not a lot of people actually get to the point where they can interact with a machine uh, to this level. Uh, it's a gift, to be honest. I feel like, and you shouldn't waste that. That's all I'm saying. And by waste, I just mean make AI do the thing. If you want to use AI, just go for it. I don't. I'm not. I will not stop you. I will not judge you in any way, really. Um, but consider committing to the code in a more personal way. If you're really interested in code and if you really like to see code being generated and being created from scratch, you like variables, you like types, if you like that stuff, why not committing to it fully, right? And to finish this topic, I think that vibe coding, especially, is about to, well, I don't want to say it like that, but vibe coding is prone to failure in the industry. And this is an argument that I've heard from much more skilled developer than I. So they said that basically, if they're if if your employers are looking for someone to um, lay off, they will probably fire the less skilled person, right? Now, whether you are skilled or not, that's totally arbitrary um, topic, but not really because you can demonstrate your skill. You can demonstrate that you know what you're talking about. So yeah, I think if your only skill is to vibe code and you have zero knowledge of handwritten code, I think you are more vulnerable to layoffs. Honestly, I think that's a reasonable take. And remember that AIs are could be a hype that will go away, and you will be left with nothing. So yeah, consider my words. Don't presume that just because everyone is talking about AIs that they will stick, because they've been quite a controversy for now, and more people are starting to feel like they're not as big of a deal and they're very limited. You know, uh, the more you use a system, the more confident and the more used to you get in terms of um, the constraints of that tool, of that system. You basically learn the actual limits of that systems, and it's not that the magic that was in the beginning. Whatever. I think I've talked enough. Let's get back here. Movement 2. Oh shit. Yeah, this is bad. We have two scripts. One of them is obsolete, and I have to remember which one is the bad one, but I think it's the first. Yeah, I believe it's this one. It's shorter and it has less functions. Yeah. Well, I guess I can look the object here. Movement 2. Okay. So I would honestly I would create a new folder. I'm gonna call it all. I put movement 1 in here just so that it doesn't bother me. Okay, back to the movement script. There is something, oh shit, there's something I want to change about the movement. I'm gonna demonstrate it now. So basically, you can see that I can slide, right? So this slide function works only when you are accelerating and actually scales off of acceleration. Now, I don't remember if I coded that in one of my live streams, but it's not important. The point is that it's a little bit too aggressive when you are at max speed, um, and I want to change that. I want to make it a little bit less aggressive. It's a stupid fix. Should take 1 minute. It probably will take a little bit more, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, as you can see, it's fine. It's controllable, but kind of not really. I want it to be a little bit more um, a little bit less powerful. Sorry guys, I just love playing this game. And also, nobody really tested this other than me, so I'm really curious how a new player would adapt to the movement. Because I believe now I'm pretty skilled, pretty cracked. You can see I'm almost drifting all the curves, but I'm not sure that a new player would, would actually get it. Because okay, I mean, controls are pretty intuitive. It's WASD or WASD and mouse. Plus, there is the space bar for accelerating and the shift for decelerating. But I'm never I'm never braking. Honestly, I'm always at max speed. Um, Also because of the lerp function. The lerp function, I can only get to about 700 uh, kilometers per hour, and the maximum is 1,000. So in a different scenario, I would probably go faster than how I'm doing here because now I'm doing all of these curves here. But you know, it feels smooth, and honestly, like with a cool map around. I mean, this is cool, but doesn't have any materials and stuff, so it's not really cool. But whatever. Um, with a pretty art, pretty character, cool motorbike, cool animations. You know, this could be quite the fun game. Also because I already said this, but I'm really not a racing fan. I I mean, my family has that a little bit. So I have watched a bit of Formula One, motorbike, world championships, rally, uh, bike. like downhill, enduro. I know my stuff, but I wouldn't say that I'm a fan. Uh, I just find fascinating to script vehicles rather than players or characters because I don't know. It always feels like you have to fit in a category. Like, oh, it's a third person movement. It's a first person movement. It's a parkour game. It's a non-parkour game. It's a walking simulator. Like, there's always an archetype. Whether like while in vehicles, it's a little different. Of course, there are prototypes and archetypes to follow, but generally, like for this project, for example, I'm just using a character bodied 3D and its abstraction, which is called move and slide. I'm gonna show you real quick this abstraction here. If you messed with Godot just a little bit, you already encountered this. It's just a method for moving a character. So actually, I'm not using vehicles because in Godot there's vehicles as well. But I thought let's do something simpler, um, and like more, less physics based. So like let's cut out wheel colliders, all of that crap. Honestly, who cares? By the way, I have a hot take maybe, but every time I played a game with a vehicle done with wheel colliders, it is pretty realistic, but feels very, very janky and not very smooth. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, maybe like GTA 5 and Watch Dogs 2 had a cool um, vehicle simulation, but when it comes to indie games and like double A games I've tried, they're not super great. I don't like them. I prefer a movement which is less realistic in terms of mechanics and more fun to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Who cares about wheel colliders? Nobody really even recognized them. Okay, maybe they do, but if the movement feels stupid and uh, wobbly and all of that, and it's prone to bug, and it's all fucked, like who cares if you used wheel system, right? I mean, that's my hot take. You can absolutely disagree with me. I tried using wheels in Godot and I failed. I spent a whole day trying to set them up, and I couldn't just couldn't. Well, maybe not a whole day, but for sure like an hour and a half. And oh, by the way, I can show it to you. I have a test scene. Maybe I deleted it. Hope not. It was this. No, it's main 2. Yeah, it's this one. This was my vehicle, okay? As you can see, I've added a bunch of stuff. I try to mess around with it, and this is the result I get. You know, I can show it to you. Uh, whatever. So I think I'm gonna end the stream now, honestly. Um, oh wait, no, we have to fix that. Well, it's literally like a 1 minute fix, I believe. Okay, here I think I'm gonna go. Uh, yeah, let's just keep a magic number here for now. Just want to see if just want to see if it actually does something. Doesn't seem to do much of anything. Okay, I have an idea. Let's export slide strength and also print. Yeah, as you can see, it's too fucking hard. Oh, I get it. I think I know what's going on. It's accumulating infinitely. So the more I slide, the more it becomes strong, and it can scale infinitely. Let's try scale a lot. Like maybe we can clip ourselves into a wall. Try to get it to maybe like 15. Yeah, let's like get stuck here like this. We're stuck. We're gonna accumulate a bunch of momentum, I guess. Okay, start with 30. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, this is unplayable. Well, there is the lerp, which does, basically kind of fixes this thing, but it also, yeah, I just don't want it like that. Let's put a cap on it. Else, like this, we could do like a second if. I don't like to nest ifs into ifs, but we can, I don't know. Actually, we can create a very small function that does that for us, which is slide slide strength is bigger or equals its let's go slide max. Oops. Fuck. All right. Is that it? Fuck. I don't know. I never know how to format this stuff. How many print statements? So this function should technically, yeah, I mean, it should clip the slide CTR to or even better, I had an idea. We could use rather than if statement, we could use a min or yeah, minimum between slide strength. No, because then it would still accumulate. Yeah, so let's keep it this way. Let's try to accumulate until we hit 3. Okay, it still grows. The fuck? Like, what are we printing actually? That's my question. Slight strength here, though. Yeah, but should should it should be fucking correct. Jesus. If slide strength is greater than slide max, fucking put it to slide max. What's the problem? Why the fuck doesn't work? Jesus Christ. Oh, fucking finally. We got it clipped. Oh, wait, hold on. Here we need to change this to slide strength. Okay, 3 is, I think it's too low. Uh, what is going on exactly? Yeah, it stays at 3. We need to. Okay, I think I got it. Might not be super elegant of a solution, but should work. If I think the problem is with slide, not with slide strength. How do we calculate slide? This. Okay, so let's change this if condition to if not input dot action press, right? It's now steer. As I said, it might not really be super elegant, but if it works, it works. Oh shit, I get it. Perfect. Jesus. Okay, so now it's still technically exploitable, but it should like always steer without ever leaving these buttons, which is, I mean, you can't really play like that, can you? Of course, someone would be able to do it, and it's pretty fucking crazy, and I will not remove it. I actually would endorse it. If anyone could do that, I would just be amazed, honestly. I'm actually almost doing it, so it probably wouldn't even be super difficult. Uh, well, maybe with 1,000 hours in this game, you could actually do it. But it's a cool little bug, you know, that only like super expert people could actually exploit. I mean, look at this, and it's infinitely stacking, so it's very slow. But for example, now I have a bonus of 50 kilometers per hour, essentially, to my current velocity. So it's pretty nuts. And since it scales infinitely, you can have infinite speed if you want. If you have like infinite time to spare. Let's try to get to maybe 80. See like a meaningful difference. Yeah, we're already going pretty fast. If we go like this, oh wait, hold on, this is bad though. I didn't think it's that bad. We just need to maybe, oh geez, I want to see what my current velocity, because Yeah, we're okay. We're just at 550. It's not super. So yeah, okay, does work. One last fix that I want to do. What is this? Normalize. Oh, this is an unused variable. We have to make a bool out of this condition. Um, what? Oh well, we need to put this here. Yeah, here works. Yeah, it has to be quicker for sure. So when we calculate slide here for speed times delta for speed times 3 times delta. Let's see if it grows faster. Well, it does grow faster, sure, but it's not very. Oh wait, yeah, okay. Now it's much more responsive, maybe even a little bit too much. It resembles. No, it's actually good because it resembles what was before, but without the bug, which is kind of the best case scenario. So I think I'm gonna leave it like this. Oh my god. Yeah, yeah. The bug is absolutely fixed. Now we will never actually conserve momentum that is not needed, so that we will not, uh, you know, infinitely stack our slide strength. Perfect. Honestly, I love how it feels like this. Feels way less buggy. Also, I'm really understanding how to like play with these functions. It is basically it's three functions, which are the one that gets the cursor position, so that I can uh, drive my motorbike. It's the slide and steer function, and of course the drive function. But I really like um, how it pushes you uh, to kind of drift all the time. I like this. It's a fun mechanic. Genuinely is. If you get it, if you get how it works, which is not very difficult, it's pretty fucking fun. You can see I'm playing most of the times. Now it's even better because it doesn't have that annoying fucking bug of before. I probably most of you didn't even notice, but it's actually pretty noticeable now. Each slide feels unique in a way because it is. Oh shit! Yeah, this is going very, very good. I genuinely don't really know how what to. Well, yeah, I have a couple more ideas, and if I feel like it, I will probably keep on going with the stream. Okay, let's remove the print statement. All right, all right, all right. Just gonna move things around a little bit. Okay. Now, I was thinking that maybe there are unused variables. I thought, well, let's just ask AI to look for unused variables, but I can literally do it by hand. Just like cut this. If it gives an error, read, for example, fuck. Oops. Oh, this can get deleted, I believe. Actually interferes a bit. Could interfere. Ah, okay, I have a pretty stupid but fun idea. No, I'm gonna do it next time. I was thinking maybe to add a graphic visual implementation, basically to make the FOV of the camera scale with with the speed, so that the more faster you go, the more FOV you have. So I already tried that, and it looks really cool, um, especially if you set the range correctly. Uh, but first of all, it's just useless for now, and I'm I think we hit the 2 hours stream today. Let's see, 2 hours and 17 minutes. I think that's enough, guys. I believe nobody really watched the stream, but again, I don't care. I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for fame. Or try to like do nothing. Honestly, again, I'm doing it for myself. It might sound a little egotistical, but trust me, it's not. It's just because I want to become a better coder, and doing streams allows me to have, first of all, it allows me to have a sort of a date every now and then, so that I'm more prone to coding and to continue with my projects. And I also have like sort of version control, if you will, so that if I don't remember something, I can literally pull the stream, which is crazy. I mean, um, yeah, and also I'm kind of demonstrating that I can script by myself without AIs, uh, which you might think that it's something stupid, but it's really not. For example, I'm about to start a Unity school here where I live, and essentially, they ask for a little bit of a portfolio of a curriculum, and I already have a portfolio on itch.io. I already participated in couple of game jams. I have a couple of projects of mine, and I will probably put these live streams as well. Why not, honestly? As a project, you know. So we'll probably create a project. We will add links to each of my streams, and that's it. It's literally a demonstration of me writing code. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna think whether I will make another maybe shorter stream today or not. But either way, it's been a pleasure, and we will see each other next time. Bye bye.